Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Harding Football with Paul Simmons. It was a good trip to Oklahoma for the Bisons over the weekend, traveling to Bethany, Oklahoma to take on Southern Nazarene in a 42-0 victory for the Bisons. And finally, Coach, we played on a Saturday afternoon, and Saturday game went really well on Saturday for your football team. 42 points and first shutout since last year in November.
Yeah, we did finally get a Saturday game, but once again we did have rain to deal with, and but you know, really proud of the guys, proud of how they traveled. I thought they were very composed. Certainly have things we could have done better, but that was a really good win. It was a good win. It was a game we were really nervous about for obvious reasons.
And it was the second game on the road, but it was the first overnight trip, and obviously that is a different travel day, isn't it? Leaving on Friday and having the short week to prepare for Southern Nazarene.
You know, it is, but we really like it. I think the kids view it as a vacation. These guys, they love being together, and it's not like when we used to ride a yellow bus and put 5 guys in a hotel room. It's we enjoy traveling together, but it certainly is a different deal. But yeah, it was a good trip for us.
To go on the road, you talked about the weather and the rainy conditions, but your football team did, when they came out, as far as mentally, I mean, how were the guys, their mindset on a rainy day like that? Oh,
they were ready to play. You know, they were ready to play, and you know, we always talk about responding. How does a man respond? How does a team respond? We obviously were coming off of a really tough loss, and you know, I would like to think that we were always at our best when we had to respond to tough times, and I thought they would respond well. They did. They flew around, played with energy. Yeah, I was proud of them.
What was the key to the defense being so successful? Because they were outstanding, only allowed 1 first down there in the entire first half.
Well, I'm going to tell you without a doubt, you know, those guys do a lot of things backwards. They take advantage of discipline. They have blocking schemes that are unique. We don't ever see that type of deal, and they really make you stand still. But the game plan that the staff put together, Coach Moat and Coach Tribble, Coach Bigelow, was fantastic. I mean, our kids can run. That's really evident that we have guys on defense that can run. But you know, I thought our guys, you know, those coaches put them in really good spots to take advantage of what we're good at, and that's running the football.
The Bisons move up in the polls this week to number 19. The Bisons, one of only 2 teams in Division II in the top 10 in rushing offense and rushing defense. We'll come back and we will look at the first half highlights of Saturday's victory at Southern Nazarene right after this.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Harding Football with Paul Simmons. The Bisons, a 42-0 winner on Saturday in Bethany, Oklahoma. And we start with first half highlights. In the first quarter, the Bisons would kick it away to Southern Nazarene. Coach talked about the rainy day, and it was cloudy and dark. The stadium lights were on as the game started. And Cameron Scott, who's doing a great job handling the kickoff duties and the kicking duties for your team, gets it started right here.
Yeah, really did. You know, number 7 was a guy that we were really nervous about. I thought that he honestly kind of played scared a little bit, which is fine with me. More defense came out flying around early, which was a big deal. A lot of guys making plays. Chris Wine. You know, what you saw all night was 4 and 5 hats on the ball over and over again, which is, you know, that's what we talk about. That's what we want. So great start on defense.
Tristan Tucker, his second game over 100 yards rushing on Saturday.
Yeah, he played really well. Really proud of him.
And teams really targeting Coach Hansey, aren't they?
Well, I'll tell you what, teams are they're working like crazy to take our fullback away. You know, that guy had such a great year last year, and they kind of made their mind up that if Harding beats us, it's going to be some other way besides the fullback. But he's pretty good now. He can get it even when it's not there.
Bison's first touchdown right here with Preston Payton.
Yeah, it was a good drive. That was a good drive, good early drive. Really pleased with that.
Cameron Scott added the extra point, 7-0 Bisons, and now here comes that defense back out here. And you're going to see a lot of highlights on the show this week of this defense flying around. And we've seen a lot of the special teams coverage has been great this year as well. And there's Dylan Hendricks. We see him downfield all the time.
Well, all the time. That guy really flies around and makes plays. Really proud of that guy. Love his effort. Dynamite Bison.
Bison's forced a 3 and out, get the football back.
There's Taylor Bissell finishing a run off. That guy, you know, we're kind of young at slot, but those guys are really getting better and better each week as they're getting more and more chances. You can see their confidence growing. That's a really good deal for us.
Omar Reed's right there, but the play before we see Tucker running the football. How much is Bissell as he'll be blocking right here? How great of a job is he doing in the early going?
Boy,
just sealing that corner.
He is doing a dynamite job getting guys on the ground, blocking strong. There again, getting guys' feet up in the air. Really proud of him. You know, Taylor's a fantastic young man, just a winner, a competitor. He cares a great deal. I'm tickled to see that guy getting to do well.
7-0 Bisons as we move into the second quarter. Here in the highlights now, and the Bisons driving and ringing the doorbell and trying to score their second touchdown right here. Omar Reed with a run right there.
I had to see this pass down a little bit, but get the ball in there, boy. he was close. He's getting better. He's getting more of a feel for running the football, which is good for us.
Omar Reed's first touchdown in 5. As far as 6 rushing touchdowns for the Bisons and 5 different players scoring, and that's Bison football.
That's Bison football, spreading the ball around. A lot of guys getting chances. That's how we love to play. Big play by Jordan Allison, wonderful kid right there. You know, we tried to mix up how we played their power read with the pull option. Really, it's just option football. And so when you play an option football, you got to mix up the ways you attack that. And great to see old Jordan, who's a fantastic kid, making a play right there.
Yeah, junior from Seattle, Washington. Really had a good series right there.
Yeah, back-to-back big plays for us.
Dre Smith, he's not supposed to be able to cover a guy that fast, is he? I mean,
well,
Dre Smith, I think, showed some speed right there.
I think that staff probably thought that was a good matchup, but Dre's an athlete. Now he can run, and dynamite guy for us. Good job. That
defense and what we just saw from Dre Smith and the speed, and Coach, that's not just from one player, is it? This is a quick defense that Bison fans are going to have a chance to see at home on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm not sure that we've ever had a defense that had 11 guys that can run this way. You know, I don't want to offend any of the old Bisons, but I'm just telling you, this bunch of guys can really run, and it's fun to watch them.
So the Bisons at the half, 14-0 with the advantage, and we will come back and look at second half highlights of the Bisons' 42-0 victory on Saturday right after this.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Harding Football with Paul Simmons. Bison's up 14-0 as we are looking back at last week's highlights after the Bison's victory on Saturday afternoon in Bethany, Oklahoma. Third quarter highlights coming up right here, and the Bison's we'll see them with the football to begin this third quarter. And Coach, I know you like to get it to begin that third quarter, especially with a 14-0 advantage, and see if the offense can get going here.
Well, I can tell you I was as nervous as I could be. You know, I mean, obviously having flashbacks of what happened last year. And
this had to make you feel good, this run here.
Well, this did. This felt like a huge play right here, just getting 7 points. Because we had kind of struggled some, put the ball on the ground several times, and just kind of couldn't quite get going after the first 2 drives. And so that felt like a 21-point touchdown.
69-yard run right there by Tristan Tucker. Longest play from scrimmage for the Bisons offensively this season.
Again, just the hatch around the football. Devin Coleman was our player of the game on defense, and you know that guy's hard to handle. There's old Ja'Cory Nichols flying around. Love watching that young man play. Another guy that can really fly and just loves to play football.
And at this point in the game, maybe the rain is as heavy as it had been all afternoon.
Well, we just didn't play that ball very well. Didn't make a great decision.
But the defense, Coach, I told you after the game when we visited, I felt like this was maybe the point in the game where your team just really took the game over.
Yeah, 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. The crowd's bouncing over there, and they got momentum, you know, so we held them to 3 plays, -5 yards, block a kick, and that really took a lot of the wind out of their sails. Here's old Chris Wine. You know, you're going to hear that guy's name a whole lot in the next 2 years. Really good football player. He's getting more confident every week. That was a giant turning point in the game.
Yeah, Frank Herbert with the blocked field goal, and now the Bisons get the football back up 21-0.
Yeah, once again, they made it tough sledding for our fullback.
Preston Payton there.
The thing about Cole is even when everybody's there, you got to tackle him. That guy never falls down, doesn't tackle himself. He's going to get 3 more yards. Great to see old Preston get in the end zone, look fast right there.
What about the cutback there, Coach?
Oh yeah, shake and bake, baby. Love it.
And his second touchdown of the day.
Yeah, you know, I mean, when you're in this system as a quarterback, you know, there's nothing to exchange for live reps, and the more he plays, the better he gets. There's old Dalen Markham, old man for us, making a tackle for loss. Proud of him.
28-0 Bisons now as we move into the fourth quarter after that last score right before the end of the third quarter. And you told me you still didn't feel good right now.
Oh, I did not. I did not feel good. I just, you know, last year put an awful bad taste in my mouth, and you know, just really wanted to get that game finished off.
Fake punt right here, Coach.
Yeah, fun to see old Chev make a play right there, and you know, some people kind of, you know, maybe question that. I think their announcers act like that was not very classy, but I'm trying to win a ball game. You know,
right.
There's 12 minutes to go in the ball game, and it's a 4-score game. You know, it did not feel safe to me.
Shedrick Robinson, the sophomore from Pensacola, carrying it there a few moments ago. And Bissell, we talked about his great blocking a few moments ago, Coach, and the reward of the end zone.
Yeah, boy, he really runs through tackles strong, plays strong. His confidence is growing every week. It's fun to see him get in the end zone for sure.
Bison's up 35-0 now, and the change of quarterbacks. Jacob Spady, Coach, had come into the game averaging 110 yards through the first 2 games rushing the football. Your team just did a tremendous job on him.
Yeah, he was the 4th leading rusher in the league, and I think our guys kind of took that personal, took it as a challenge. And there's old Pat. Well, Pat Neely with a big hit, Patrick Healy with a big hit, and a true freshman playing for us, which doesn't happen very often. Love that young man.
Yeah, freshman from Bartlett, Tennessee.
Boy, it's fun to see these young guys get in. They've been working so hard, and to see them get a chance to get in there and play and carry the football, it's awesome.
What about Jesse Harness? I mean, he's a good-looking kid, isn't he? 6
Jesse's
foot,
a tough kid. Oh, tough
pounds.
kid. He's a winner. There's old Baylor Cohue with an awesome spin move. That got the sideline fired up. Yeah.
Driving here late in the fourth quarter. Dakota Inslee with the opportunity to come in and run the offense on this series.
Yeah, did well. He had one little bust, but besides that, did really well. Great to see old Jesse get in the end zone. Proud of those guys.
Jesse's a sophomore from Bryan, Texas. Bisons with their final points and getting ready for a happy bus ride home.
We did. We had Whataburger waiting for us, and we had the bus rocking. We had a good time. It was a fun trip.
And everybody that traveled played, Coach. I know you're excited about that.
Well, that's what I want. And these guys work so hard. They deserve to play. They deserve to have a chance to play. And we can't always make it happen, but it's fun when we do.
And your favorite formation right here.
No doubt about it.
So, and that's Grant Fitzhugh, who comes in and gets to take the final kneel down right there
and
for the Bisons.
Oh, Grant made a couple of tackles on
Yes,
the kick.
he did.
Yeah. Grant is a quarterback that we're using in the kicking game, and that's awesome. Love that.
Yeah, we talked about that on the broadcast where he was on special teams on a couple of plays. And that is Bison football, isn't it?
No doubt.
The unselfishness.
Unselfish, find a role, find a way to help the team win. Yeah, and he's a special kid for sure. But he can run. He can run and hit. So that's a big plus for us.
How nice was it for the players to have the Sunday off after you go on the road and to play a 1 o'clock game? Get back at a decent time and get ready for what's a huge game coming up this week.
Yeah, when you can play in Oklahoma and get home at 10:30, that's a big deal. And I want to say this, we have unbelievable kids. I mean, this is the best bunch of kids I've ever been around. They love each other, they care, they work, they invest, they love the Lord. I mean, this is a awesome bunch of young men. I am so proud to be their coach. It's more fun to win than lose, but I'm telling you, when you have this kind of kid, I mean, I'm telling you, it is unbelievable. And I'm very humbled to get to be with these guys. I wish everybody could understand how neat these guys are. But it's fun to add a win to that as well.
Bisons moved now to 2-1 in conference play, and a big game with Oklahoma Baptist, also 2-1, will be happening this week at First Security Stadium. We'll come back and talk about that and wrap up this week's show after this.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their
Tech,
species as
I'm
the
sorry.
backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now? I think it's good. Yeah.
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said
make it bigger, baby. The bigger the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Harding Football with Paul Simmons. Bisons winners on Saturday over Southern Nazarene 42-0. But right now, Coach and his staff and the Bisons, all eyes on Oklahoma Baptist as they come to town. And Coach, we're in week 4 now, and it's hard to believe that we're already in week 4. But when you look at the conference standings now, every game so important. Only 2 teams, Ouachita Baptist and Southern Arkansas, have not lost. The Oklahoma Baptist and Harding 2-1. Everybody else is 1-2. So this is a big game coming up on Saturday.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is a big game. They're all big, but this is a team that was really close to being 3-0. They're throwing the football 50 times a game, so it will be a different approach for us. And but they've got a lot of confidence. They've got a 6'5" receiver and a QB that can spin it. So. We got our hands full. It's a big game. It's Parents' Weekend, and boy, we would love to see a huge crowd. Love to see a huge tailgate, and I'm just telling you, these young men are worth coming to watch play. They really are. They're awesome kids.
And for the Brotherhood Walk, when the guys come over, Coach, and you say the tailgate, that really means a lot for them, doesn't it, to see everyone out there on a Saturday afternoon before they play Saturday night?
Yeah, when we pull up on Saturday and there's tents everywhere and the parents are out there, and then You know, we have the Brotherhood Walk, and they walk that sidewalk, and they come over and get high fives. I mean, it is unbelievable how much that means to the coaches, to the young men, to their energy. Just it's a big deal. So don't ever, folks at home, don't ever think, well, nobody notices, because it's a huge deal when that front lawn is rocking, and you know, I just want that to be every Saturday a time of reunion. When a bunch of people that old Bisons, people that love the Bisons, parents of Bisons, anybody in the community, we got a spot for you on that front lawn, and we would love to see you there.
Yeah, and the students will be there, the band will be there, so really it may feel like the home opener because of the way things went 2 weeks ago and didn't get to play until on a Sunday, and looking forward to a Saturday night. And I would imagine that the Bisons, your football team, they're very excited to play in front of a big crowd on Saturday night.
Well, we are. These young men, they're looking forward to that big time. Can't wait. That was the message as soon as the game was over. I said, men, you know how I feel right now? I can't wait to play again. Mm-hmm. And that's every kid was the same way, because we just can't wait to play again. And so that's good. These kids love to play, and I love to watch them play. So let's go to work Saturday.
All right, Coach. Always enjoy looking back at the highlights with you. Thank you for your time today, and have a great week.
Thank you, Billy.
That's all for this week's edition of Harding Football with Paul Simmons. Don't forget the Bisons at home Saturday night at 6 o'clock at First Security Stadium to take on Oklahoma Baptist. We hope to see you there.